Jenna Ellis continues to make news. Don't worry, this time it's not getting COVID from Rudy Giuliani farting on her. No, she had to actually admit in court that many of the things that she said in the wake of the 2020 election were absolute massive lies. And so this is accompanied with her being censured. Good to see some consequences for people involved in the big lie. Here are a few of the claims that Jenna Ellis made that she has had to retract. She claimed on November 13th of 2020 that Hillary Clinton didn't concede the 2016 election. Well, who's to say? I mean, it only happened 4 years earlier. Anyway, on November 20th of that year, Ellis claimed that Trump's team had evidence of a quote coordinated effort in all of these states to transfer votes either from Trump to Biden, to manipulate the ballots, to count them in secret. None of that was true. She claimed later that month that Trump won in a landslide. That's not how winning or landslides work. And on December 5th, she claimed that Trump's team found 500,000 illegal votes that had been cast in Arizona, which, considering the narrow margin there, certainly would have been news if it had been found. Weirdly, they didn't turn up. So all of this was a lie. They were fake. She was doing this to continue to get money from Trump to legally defend him, to raise her profile, to get on the news. And this is what this sort of censure is for. If you are representing like the legal field, you're supposed to have some level of reliability to the statements you make on air, but especially in court. And she and Rudy Giuliani were knowingly lying about incredibly consequential things in court. Rudy Giuliani lost his ability to practice law, at least in one state. We're gonna see long term what happens to Jenna Ellis. But Sharon, what do you think of what we've seen so far?
Charlatan that's the word that comes to mind. I think this woman and her lip gloss and her lies need to just go away for a while. Just sit down and go away. Who is following her? Who would still want her to represent them, take them on? Who would book her? Who's booking her? Is anyone booking her except to laugh at? She's a disaster and she represents disaster. I mean, I don't know what other adjectives to put in there, but she just is a total mess, and not enough has happened to strip her of any ability to do her charlatan game.
Yeah,
not enough.
Yeah, I don't know who would be booking her. I'm assuming like Steve Bannon, maybe Mike Lindell. I don't know. But to be fair,
Bannon, I doubt it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Here's a statement she put out after this. The politically motivated left failed miserably in their attempt to destroy me. They're now trying to falsely discredit me by saying I admitted I lied. That is false. I would never lie, which is a lie. Lying requires intentionally making a false statement. I never did that. No, instead, I was so terribly incompetent at my job, so disconnected from reality and unable to discern truth from falsity that I unknowingly lied about incredibly consequential things over and over and over again. What a defense, Jenna Ellis, that you're so incompetent that you can't tell what's true. But of course, that's just my reaction to the pretend defense that she has here. No, she lied. She lied and she had to admit that she lied. That's actually how this works. And honestly, I would love to see if there's some consequences of her agreeing to this legal proceeding, having to admit that these are lies, and then going out and saying that she didn't admit it. Feels like that undercuts the process. Feels like they might want to revisit that. I'm not a lawyer, bear that in mind, but it kind of seems like it's see-through and pathetic. It's a reminder, by the way, that one of the things that makes grift so hard to fight is that the grifters are acquiring an audience of people chosen because they can't exercise critical thought. And so even when it's proven that the grifter is lying, even when they admit that they're lying, as she and Tucker Carlson and all the others have, they can still just then go back to their audience and be like, oh, but it doesn't mean what it seems like it means. You can still trust me. And these people often will still trust them. It's pretty sad, Sharon.
Yeah, it is. And I remember some people who thought they were gonna hitch a ride on the Hale Bop. That was a few years ago. Remember that story? Do you remember that? They were good people, most of them, who thought that they were going to hitch a ride on the Hale Bop and everything was going to work out. It's not gonna work out. My question is, are her and like you said, this doesn't have any teeth, but do she and Rudy Giuliani, do they speak anymore? Are they on a party line somewhere with others who have been disgraced? I too think that if you can just go out and say what just happened didn't happen, it does need more teeth. It needs more teeth.
Yeah, and really, like I know she says in her message, like the left wants to destroy me. Man, I can't tell you how long I go between having to think about Jenna Ellis. I don't give a damn about her for the most part.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, what I care about is that we need to be better. Like Jenna Ellis can exist, Tucker Carlson can exist, Ben Shapiro can exist, because there are a bunch of us who just want to be told that what we already believe is true, and that we're awesome and we're superior and we're pure. And I don't care if it's obvious that you're lying to me. I just desperately want to hear those things. And that desperation breeds grift. It breeds this corrupt, dishonest media and politicians now. And I understand that when I say we need to be better, there's some major differences between the people watching this video and the people that we're talking about. We have no control over them. We don't necessarily even know many of them necessarily, but I just wish that we could be better. Alex Jones, nobody can stop Alex Jones from turning on a camera and barking at it. But ideally, there would be nobody watching it. That would be great. That crazy people can say crazy things, crazy, hateful, hurtful things, but there would be no audience for it. Andrew Tate can exist. No one should want to watch him. And that's a big ask, like with reforming the police, but I would love to get there.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.